Greetings of Namaste, Hotep, and peace to all of you to take the time to watch my videos. You have to treat this information like a substance that you're trying to smuggle into a particular area or region where this substance is banned and it's illegal. And you have to find a way to maneuver and get this information to people. And you got to remember that though this information, there's nothing technically illegal about it according to universal law, of course, it's all totally karmically in line with what we were given as beings according to universal law to survive on this plane. However, you have to remember that on this plane, and ever since we've been here and this problem has never been solved, we're at war. And you are forced to choose a side. And at the end of the day, this war will never end until certain knowledge is not only just understood, but certain knowledge is honored, and we begin to live our life off of certain knowledge. And the challenge comes in because this world is designed to make the truth look illegal. That's right, I said this world is designed to make the truth look illegal. Because what you don't realize is that this world is controlled by beings and forces that have no understanding of how this world got to where it is now. They were able to take control by the fact that the original author or architect of this particular matrix, when he and she decided to create this matrix, they left after the creation was complete. They had no care to stay here, and they left this creation to be managed by the one that was created, which was represented by Adama at the time, or some people say Adamu. And this goes into what's called blood, the term Adamu. And it is the blood and its connection with water that binds you here. This is the blood represents the contract that you signed to get here. Many of you have different blood types, and I'll talk about this in another time. There are different types of blood types. I'm not really dealing with that right now. I'm dealing with the contract. So you were given, or you signed a contract, and the contract is locked. You cannot get out of it into your blood. Even when you die, you cannot get out of it. And what people don't realize is that you have a personal soul, a soul that you were born, individually with, a unique soul, and you have what's called an oversoul. Many people, and most of us, right outside of advanced yogis and shamans and master sages, have never connected with our true soul. You are locked into what's called the oversoul based on a contract written in blood. This is where blood sacrifice comes in at. So you never had a chance to experience what's called your personal or individual soul. See, there's different types of beings here. See, some of you have reincarnated here, but you've reincarnated in what's called a group cycle. I'm going to get more into this when I get into the number 17. You're locked into what's called the Q cycle. There's a fraternity called the Q Dogs. They're not called that, but I'm saying that's their nickname. I understand what, I understand these terms and what they really mean. They're called the Q Dogs. This goes into the school of Anubis. This is a certain type of incarnation. These beings do not reincarnate the same way that beings that are locked into what's called our capital, and I've talked about that, or reincarnation capital. These beings are separate. See, there's a group of people that are locked into what's called a reincarnation cycle. And in this reincarnation cycle, you get initiated into what's called the Order of Melchizedek. And in the Order of Melchizedek, you have to learn certain metaphysical truths, astrology being one of them, and then you have to go back and remember everything that you learned so that you can unlock and get the keys to your grave, which holds, or your vast estate. And this is where you get the crypt keeper from, or the one that holds the keys, because this is a different reincarnation cycle. This is a person that has mastered the signature locked onto your blood and is able to unlock this blood and able to not only unlock the lock that's locked into your life so that you die at a certain age, they can give you eternal life, but this person can also move you into what's called a reincarnation cycle, to where you live forever. And I'll talk more about that on another episode. But first, you have to understand what's called the Oversoul. You see, you are connected to the Oversoul based upon group karma. It's called group karma. And this group karma connects you to the Oversoul. And until this group karma is solved, you will be locked into the Oversoul. You will be a part of a pie or a group. And once you figure out how to break this group karma, then you move into what's called reincarnation. And this is a school, believe it or not. Reincarnation is a school. And until when you reincarnate back, you only get a couple of chances. I'm not going to tell you how many right now. Not to be funny, but I just don't have time, because I have to explain why I'm giving you that number. But you get a certain amount of chances to come back. However, if you come back over this period of time and you cannot remember, and your memory is not intact, you can't remember certain tools that you learned in the order of Melchizedek, you'll be locked away from this portal. You will never be able to come back to this plane again. And you will be forced to experience what's called hell, based upon the lack of memory and leaving material here on this plane and not being able to access it. You have to go through a burning phase so that you can transmute this experience. So I'm going to go into more. I'm going to shut this video down. We are in a very time-sensitive time. I just want to point that out. They want this information banned. They want me murdered. I have several hits on my head, just to keep it real with you. And they want this information banned. They don't want this information talked about. And after they ban this information, they want to ban the rest of the groups out there. So you keep this information promoted and cycling through the community, as I always teach to do, regardless to what they say. And those people that are into this information, you know that you are responsible and you have a duty to become rich. That's right, to become rich off this information, to protect this information. And like I said, you treat it like it's illegal, though it's illegal because, though it's legal, excuse me, because if you treat it like it's legal, you will get into more trouble, not only with the universe, but with the powers that be. This information is not for everyone. However, it must be shared with everyone if we are to make our shift and to move out of the lock that we are locked into on this prison planet that's based on the Oversoul, and move into our soul's origin, our own soul's experience, and what we came to experience here on this plane. So I'm going to go more into the prison planet, like I talked about on the number 12 and a couple other videos, in the lock that's been put on us, and why this is a prison planet, and what planet actually controls this planet. There's a planet out there that controls this planet, that holds the keys for this prison here, believe it or not. And there are certain beings that know how to go back and forth to this planet, and they're keeping you here as a prisoner on purpose. This is why you must keep this information sensitive and learn how to talk about this information in code, so that you can shift this reality and learn how to attract the right type of people around you to share this information with. See, it's a blessing to have friends, true friends, that you can talk about this with. So I'll go more into the prison planet as time permits me. As always, stay vigilant. Namaste.